we're going to be doing this new segment called Dear Glide. Ask Glide a question. Complain about your life. You know, if you need something pondered. If you're mentally not as smart as me, which is everybody, I'm here. Are you a woman and you need a man's opinion? I'm here. Are you a woman and you want a right opinion? I'm also here. Are you a man? Probably not more manly than me. I'm here. Ask a question and I'll answer it. Dear Glide, I was invited to a wedding of a close friend last fall. Instead of giving my friend and her husband money, I commissioned a local artist to make them a gift for the couple. The artist told me it would take about a month for the work to be completed. I wrote my friend a note apologizing for the delay and explained that it was having something special made for them. It has been 3 months and the work is still not finished. I spoke to the artist, but he won't give me any answers. Should I give the couple a check, apologize again, and tell the artist to forget it? Or nothing. Please tell me what to do. West Orange, New Jersey. Well, West Orange. Where's the revenge? If you haven't given that artist any commission up front, I want you to take the money that you're going to give to them, to that artist. I want you to send them a picture of Mario from N64 bent over doing the goatsy. Send them that picture. This is what I do to Fiverr artists when they don't turn me in my work fast enough. A picture of Mario in N64 doing the goatsy. And then go up to your friend and hit him with that fat stack of cash. Their life is miserable. They just got married. They want to do one of two things. Have sex. Or go on vacation. That money's going to help them. Go give them the money. Stop being a nerd. No one cares about handwritten, made art from some fucking nobody artist on Fiverr. Don't do it. That's lame.
Unless it's a DJ mix.
Unless it's a DJ called CDK. Then do go support them. They are not a sleazeball artist. And confirm, not a plug, not paid by them to say that. Alrighty, the next one. Dear Glide, I'm a 6-year-old man. Why are you still alive? Who doesn't have any interest in anything or anyone. I'm bored with everybody. I am bored with my job. I'm bored with my life. I grew up in an orphanage and I'm unable to show love because I never had any as a child. It is impossible for me to keep a relationship going. Either I lose interest or the other party does. I wish there was some way I could feel like I did 30 years ago when I was full of ambition and looking forward to the future. Is there any hope for me, or should I just resign myself to boredom for the rest of my life? Thanks for listening. And bored in Brooklyn. Okay. 60 years old. You're bored. How bored? I want you to sit in your room. I don't want you to move. I want you to sit in your room for 5 days. Make sure you have food and water. Make sure you can go to the bathroom. I want you to sit in there and do nothing for 5 days. No TV, no phone, no internet. Just sitting there with your thoughts for 5 days. I want you to experience some real boredom. I want you to feel the grips of insanity on your psyche. I bet you haven't been peeled off the computer, or I bet your eyes haven't been ripped away from the TV or your phone for the last 15 years. I bet you've not had a single moment to have your own thoughts occupy your skull. I don't think you know what bored is. You're 60, you're living in Brooklyn? You got that money? Oh, take that money and go outside. Go put yourself in a life or death situation. Go slap a bear. Go make your blood pump. Do you even know if you're a person? Do you even feel like a human anymore?
No.
I doubt it. But you don't do anything. I bet you don't have anything to talk about. You're like bored? No, you're not bored. You're lazy. You don't do anything. And these words hurt you. And you know what? Maybe you could start small. Maybe start going on a bike ride. Maybe start seeing different things. How do you know you're bored? I bet you don't fucking move around. I bet you just look on your phone all day and complain on social media. I bet you go drink a latte at your same place that you drink the same latte at for the last 90 years. Why don't you go outside? Touch some grass. Read a book. Get a therapist. You're 60 years old. You haven't dealt with these problems? You dumb? You have a whole profession for this. Why don't you get drunk and cry to a hooker? Why don't you have a story? Jerk off in public. I don't know. Something. Get that blood going. Don't jerk off in public. Your name's Anne. It's probably be harder for you to do that. I don't know. Don't piss in public. I don't know what women do to flip off society. Men just show their dicks to people.
True.
Throw tampons at stuff.
Light something on fire in Minecraft. All these events, I want you to do these in Minecraft.
Play Minecraft.
I don't know. Go try to sound yourself with a Twizzler. I don't know. Just jam it right up there and whack it with the metal rod and see what happens. You don't know. Who knows? That's advice from Glide. If you want Glide to answer your questions, go to the Dear Glide section of the Discord and write in. Hello, anonymous patient number 1. Dear Glide. Long time listener, first time Dear Glider. I am fat and I want to be more manly. When I'm home, I just want to eat a lot while streaming Desperate Housewives. I sit around all day wishing I wasn't so large and in charge, but I can't help my Twinkie addiction. What advice do you have for me? What would you do if you were fat and addicted to Twinkies? Kind regards, Mr. Anonymous. Hip Hop Anonymous. Mr. Hip Hop Anonymous. Damn. It's a tricky question. Because you have an addiction to something, right?
That's a disease.
That is a disease. So you have 2 routes. And one costs money and one's bad for you. Now, the cost money one, go to a therapist. Eating disorders are bad. Figure that out. The second option, get addicted to something else.
Have you tried?
Right.
Heroin is really easy to get addicted to.
No. Now, with this second line of thought, I have 2 more choices. You have nicotine, which will suppress your hunger. Way to go. Or protein ice cream. You heard me right. YouTube it. Look up how to make protein ice cream. You get to eat shit tons of protein. You get to eat shit tons of ice cream, and it's healthy for you. So you could have a couple of Twinkies, and you could be fat and sad, or you can just eat protein ice cream all day and be ripped and huge, helping you be more manly because you're getting more protein in.
That's right. Frozen semen is a great snack.
Not frozen semen, but protein ice cream will give you what you need, and it tastes better than Twinkies. It's ice cream. Nothing beats ice cream besides maybe like cake and ice cream.
Like Twinkies.
Pie and ice cream.
You put Twinkies in your ice cream.
But that's the thing, the protein ice cream will fill you up. You won't be hungry. So it really fixes both your problems. So I've gave you 3 options. Addicted to nicotine, seeing a therapist, or eating protein ice cream. Each have their own ups and downs. If I was you, I would do all 3. If one's not working, throw the other one in there and the other one in there. Keep making your concoction until it works.
Yep. Protein cream pie.
Protein cream pie. And then just work out. There you go. Drink water. And if you do those small steps, you too will become an alpha Chad. Bring the next one up. Dear Glide, is it adultery if a married man goes out once a week with a woman who is also married and whose husband works nights? My husband swears no sex is involved. According to him, adultery means sex between a married person and a single person. What is your verdict on this? Where there is smoke, there is fire. And that's a smoking gun.
Yeah, sex between two other married people is still adultery for both.
Yeah, you're still adultery.
Yeah. The single person is not committing adultery. You know what I mean?
Now, you're the adulterer. Is that how it works? What's the single person doing?
Single person is having sex with a married person. Married person is committing adultery on their spouse.
But if they're you can't commit adultery alone, so they're both adulterers.
Basically.
Well, he is. He adulterated his. She's just a willing participant.
I don't think the willing participant should get off easy either. Fuck them both. They're both adulterers now.
No, she would be like a homewrecker or a hussy.
A hussy? A homewrecker? A homewrecker. We'll go with homewrecker. I don't know what
Right?
hussy is. Is you can look like a hussy. I don't know what's the definition of hussy. Someone throws up the definition of hussy for me.
A girl or woman who behaves in a disrespectful or inappropriate way, or has many casual sexual relationships. That brazen little hussy.
So you're either just kind of an asshole or a whore. That's a big gap.
What if you're? No, never mind.
But this you didn't give me a lot of information about what they're doing. Are they going out and playing pool, or are they in a fucking like a tag team wrestling federation? What?
Yeah, like a paintball club. So, and the married husband that works at night, so they're hanging out at night at their house. That's not cool, right?
Hey, your husband's weird. This lady's weird. Tell that lady's, you know what? Go fuck that.
Go fuck her husband. Yeah.
There you go. Now everybody can have everybody's jizz all together.
There you go. Might start something. You never know.
But he works nights. Kind of sucks.
Yep.
Bruh, I'm sorry. If I was married to some chick and I'm working nights and I come home one day, whatever, I had to come back because I'm sick, whatever, and there's some other dude, they're both dead. We're both getting hit with the shotty.
Even if they're just playing Minecraft.
I'm like, oh god, a home intruder. Oh wait, that's my wife. Oh, another home intruder. I don't know what that is. Now everybody, because you don't want to be the only one getting hurt in this situation. Go hurt him. Everybody go hurt each other.
Get out ahead of it so you feel guilty, and then don't say anything about it, and then there's no problem. Or just get a fucking divorce, like, really?
Bury your asses in the ground in the forest and get a divorce.
Double kill.
Why don't people do that more? You know what I mean? Like sell off all their, like when they're getting a divorce, why don't you just sell off all your shit and then bury the money in the forest?
It still happens.
Look, what are you gonna do? You're gonna come figure out where I buried it? Good try. Like, good luck. Try it.
There was a guy in our town he was like the town drug dealer or whatever, and he would compulsively bury shit, and then he died, and nobody knew where any of his fucking money was.
Just random money pits out there? Nice.
Yeah, so there's just random spots in the forest.
You should be out there.
Right out there with a fucking...
You'd have to be somebody to know him, because, like, he, I'm sure he had spots where he liked to hang out, you know?
Yeah.
Here we would call you a bitch.
Up next.
Next one. Dear Glide, our son and his wife adopted a beautiful little girl when she was 7 days old. The child will soon be 4 years of age, and they have not told us that she is adopted. We believe this is not right, but hesitate to interfere. Any suggestions? Concerned mom and dad. This sounds like a lot like not your fucking business.
A lot, like, get the fuck out of it.
You're going to tell a 4-year-old child? I don't even remember being 4. This person can't understand these emotions that you're about to throw on them. Let them hit fucking 18, maybe even 25. Let them fully develop as a person before you just hit them with all this trauma.
My parents told me with a book when I was, like 4 years old. With
there you go,
book.
CDK. Adopted. He says don't do it. This is a first-hand experience.
I don't know. It never really bothered me, but my brother, he hated it. You just say the word and he starts crying.
Wait till they're of age. 18, 25, around there, and be like, hey, you're adopted. You're old enough to do something about it.
Just do it organically. Like, kids are smart. They'll figure it out at some point. And they'll ask. They will ask.
There you go. Damn. Get out of people's business.
Yeah, thanks,
If
Mom and Dad.
If I was your son, I'd kick your ass if you did it.
Yeah, what the fuck is your fucking problem? Yeah, stay out of it. It's a family affair.
It's probably too soon to tell. Wait till the child is older. The child's black. Yeah.
Yeah, kid grows up and starts looking a little different. You're like, hold on, this ain't
Well,
your
Jamal,
shit.
mommy and daddy loves you very much. But there's a reason why we're green and you're black.
I'm sure that kid would start asking questions.
Great. Maybe 16. No, definitely don't do it at 16.
Not enough. That's like peak fucked up.
I was insane at 16. You don't want to know me when I was going fucking crazy at 16.
Yeah.
And you guys remember being 16?
Sadly, yes, I do.
Yeah. And it was horrible.
Good old McDonald's.
Well,
My,
entirely horrible.
My friend got addicted to spice and sold his dad's washer and dryer set.
Yikes.
So his dad paid me $100 to beat him up.
Nice.
Dear Glide, I suspect my wife of 6 years is having an affair. She means a great deal to me. I don't want a divorce. My suspicions are beginning to wreck my personal and professional life. And I don't know what to do. I recently heard of a TV show that investigates and catches cheating spouses on film. I'm seriously considering contacting the producer. Do you think my wife and I would be able to reconcile if I had her investigated and caught her on this show? Just asking in the Big D. Okay. This is precarious. Don't be stupid. Don't automatically get the TV involved, because what if she's not and you look like an asshole?
Right? Have you seen this show? I've actually seen, maybe not the exact show, but I've seen shows like that. And the guy got stabbed.
The PI got stabbed or the dude?
Yeah, the PI got stabbed.
That's cool. Might have to watch it now. But hire a personal private investigator, not one attached to the show. Get a large amount of evidence for or against if she is or isn't. So if she is, then you can contact the TV and let them do it. And you look like, oh, woe is me, I got cheated on. Aha, I got you on camera. But if it's the other way around and you just look like an insecure asshole, that's on you. Like, you're just being dumb. Like, don't go into any kind of situation without all the information. And that's rules to live by with Glide. Dear Glide, I'm a male escort, so you're a whore. While I'm working on my master's degree at the University of Washington, D.C., don't dox yourself on here. I don't care where you're from. But you're from Washington, D.C., so the escort thing checks out. I take out women, usually my mother's age. Would you take out your own mother? Do you? You should
Probably.
call it.
You should
And
call
I am
it.
paid well. There is no sex involved. You're a liar. You're lying right to my fucking face. These women simply need a decent-looking, well-dressed guy. Take them to various social events at which they would feel ill. Okay, Mozart. Over here fucking... Full score. If not accompanied. Very well, friends. Very few of my friends know about my moonlighting, which is the way I want it. I have met some interesting, intelligent women in my work. Most of them widowed or divorced. 3 of these women would like to marry me. Marriage is out of the question. I am gay.
Oh,
Should I tell them? It would be easier than trying to make up reasons for my lack of interest. Yes or no, Mr. X in DC. So you're lying to my face about the whole no sex thing. You don't have to. I understand. And if these women were really so intelligent or interesting, why do they need to hire an escort? You see what I'm saying? Your story has a little holes in it. You're gay. Just have the sex with them. If they're gonna marry you, get the money and run. If they're willing to hire a whore, they're willing to get their money stolen. Them's the laws of the streets, and you know it as well as I do. Don't trust a hoe. Don't trust them. In the words of 303. If it's really so uptight and professional and you're a high-class male escort, tell them off the back. See if they get mad. If they get mad, you might not get paid.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to run the line of awkwardly saying, "No, I don't want to be married," or you losing your paycheck. And that's a
Just-
personal choice you have to make.
Cash in hand and then tell them.
Or that, cash in hand, and then go.
Oh yeah, I'm gay.
You don't get like where you have like ping their credit card first, like the hotels do.
Yeah, you have to pay up front $300 before you can even check in.
He has one of those little card swipes in his ass.
Security deposit.
You take cash or card, and she's like, card. And he just turns around with this button. No, you just swipe it down there.
You could be a male prostitute for dudes. I'm sure you'd make more money.
Yeah, you have to be like good looking to be a male prostitute for women.
Facts. Or a cat.
No, how would a cat work? You can have sex with a cat.
Well, okay.
Well, I'm right, am I not?
I don't know. I don't know what he's saying right now.
There's furries.
It's true.
I don't think furries are going to hire an escort. They're going to go on like a seedy internet forum
True.
and try to
They
groom
find each other for free. Yeah.
Yeah. The local dog park.
They put in the Tumblr work.
Alrighty, pull up the next one. Remember, don't shit where you eat, Mr. X. Ooh, dear Glide, I'll make this short and sweet. What is the proper amount of time to stay at a come and go party? Well, wanting to be correct. What is a come and go party?
Yeah,
Is it like a orgy drive-through?
you just show up, come, and go.
Yeah, you got to make your appearance, right?
You know what? You want to be correct. You know, your perception of you is based on your own internal monologue. Other people might see you and have their own judgments about you. But who the fuck cares? Those people will disappear as soon as you walk out of that room. How many of them are there thinking, dang, I want to leave? And they see you come, oh yeah, hell hi, then you just dip. They want to be you. Why do you care what they think? You want to come and just leave as soon as you greeted everybody? I think that's acceptable. You went out of your way, you went to a different place, you mingled, you said hi, then you can say bye. I don't even say bye at parties, I just leave.
Most of the time,
And you
yeah,
can
I just
too.
leave.
I mean, Glide, does it depend if they have good food? Like, if they have good food, should you just stay longer? Or no?
Yeah, you know what? That is a good point. If they have good food, I would stay longer. That's a personal thing. If they had an open bar, I probably wouldn't leave.
Like you show up, you have a drink, you get a picture taken with somebody, and then you fucking make a big joke, and then you just disappear.
Yeah, as long as people see you, right? They see you, they know that you're there, you just quietly back out whenever you want. Unless you want to stay there longer, are you afraid of staying there too long? If you're afraid of staying there too long, when your feet hurt, just leave.
When you notice other people leaving, probably a good sign to leave.
Be inconspicuous. You see a big group leaving, just jump right in the group. Tail in the back. You should be okay. Because remember, why go to a party if you're not going to enjoy it? Leave when you want to. Unless it's your own party, and then you're just inviting trouble. You know what I mean?
That's how you get broken furniture.
Yeah. That's how you have something to throw up in your sink.
That's not you.
That's not you, yeah. I'm a fan of throwing up in the sink, I understand.
Except for when you have hot dogs.
And then I just aim my mouth right at the hole.
And the seagulls are like trying to get your hot dogs.
Dear Glide, I am 34 years old and I have 3 children under the age of 10. 2 years ago, my husband left us and started living with his mother. He also has a girlfriend, but has not made any effort to file for divorce. Here's my question. How long should I go on trying to salvage my marriage? It's hard when there's only one of us is trying to work at it. Should I just go on with my life without him, or keep praying he will have a change of heart and do the right thing? At what point do I just give up? Hurting in New Jersey.
Right away.
Is he dating his mother, or does he have his mother and a girlfriend?
Is his mother hot?
Yeah.
Yo, how do you know all this stuff? He was talking to him?
Well,
Yes.
how do we know it's not like 2 dudes? And now, like, he broke up with the husband and
Yeah,
switched it.
girlfriend doesn't have to mean a girl.
Yeah, it could mean
Well,
anything.
it does. I know a chance that you live in the East Coast, but that's not where we're at now.
I don't live in the East Coast.
Oh, West Coast,
The
East
West.
Coast. You're gay over here, you're gay over there. Be quiet.
The farther you are to either coast.
If you're writing into Dear Glide, I'm assuming the girl is a girl and a boy is a boy. You know,
Sound
chop his
advice.
balls off and get a divorce. And then hit him for child support. Fuck this guy.
And his mom.
And his stupid mom. Dear Glide. About 4 months ago, the house across the street was sold to a father and son, or so we thought. We later learned that it was an old man about 50 and a young fellow about 24. This was a respectable neighborhood before this. The odd couple moved in, and they have all sorts of strange looking company. Men who look like women. Women who look like men. Black, whites, Indians. Yesterday I even saw 2 nuns go in there. These weirdos are wrecking our property value. How can we improve the quality of this once respectable neighborhood? Nosy Nelly.
Wow.
Sounds like they're having fun.
Sounds like they're crack dealers.
Was this
Yeah.
Idaho? Is this in Idaho?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like something that would.
Now, what I need you to do, I need you to put you go buy a junker at any junker with wheels. It doesn't look too banged up, you know, a nice $400 car. I need you to get me a scarecrow and put it in the driver's seat. And then I need you to put red eyeballs, you know, like nice red eyeballs. You can paint these eyeballs in, I don't care. Paint the eyeballs of the scarecrow red. And then jam 2 little laser pointers inside of there. And have them facing the window of your neighbor. And then turn it on, you know, around like, make sure the laser pointers are around like 3 or 4 in the morning. Now, if they're drug dealers, this will get suspicious and eventually they'll come after it. At this point, you break their knees. Seems a bit extreme, but if they're really drug dealers, they should have a gun. If they don't, then they're not drug dealers. And that's how you figure that out.
Problem solved. Or
And if they're not drug dealers and they're just weirdos, you've just broken their knees, and now they're going to want to move away.
See, and we know that didn't happen here because there was no cat people. Then they would just play with the lasers and you'd be shit out of luck.
you'd be screwed.
Where you're going wrong is you said there's nuns going in there, so these might be just missionaries. And you might have just attacked them into the cloth for no reason.
I mean, they should. I mean, I don't see why not.
And if that does happen, say that it is a part of your religion to attack them. What can they do about it? You
Full
made up this
circle.
religion, it's yours now.
It's true.
Other than that, you probably just... You say this one's respectable neighborhood, then I'm assuming you have an HOA, and if you're part of an HOA, I think you're a moron.
Yes.
So you should probably start your lawnmower in your garage and close all the doors.
Just stay there
In
for a
Minecraft.
while. Have a nap.
Stay there for a while, yeah. Go to the next one.
Ooh.
The holy
Alrighty.
wars to come back.
This is... Give me 1 second. Needed to clear my throat for this one.
Gotta clear the cum out my throat.
I can read it for you if you want.
No
to.
way, I wanted to read this one.
I
Dear
mean,
Glide, I, 25 female, revenge cheated on my husband, 27 male, and then found out he didn't cheat on me in the first place. He was just meeting his sister. I don't know what to do now. My husband went on a business trip, and during the trip, he went on a date with some girl. Did he tell you he went on a date with... If your husband is telling you that he's going on a date with some girl, he's probably not.
There's just a
Probably
sister.
a joke. As revenge, I went on a few Tinder dates and I had a few one-night stands. Later, it turned out the girl was a sister. Now I feel bad because I did a wrong thing, but it wasn't my fault. What should I do? Whoa. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. I need you to take a long walk off of a short cliff.
I
I need you to take the tensile strength of a thousand strand rope by sheerly the fulcrum of your neck and your body weight. If you feel me. You seem like you wanted to cheat on your significant other at the rip. What guy says he's gonna cheat? Like, I'm gonna go cheat on you. What guy says that? No one says that. No one says that at all. So you hopped to that place in your mind and then cheated.
A few one night stands.
A few one night. You
Hard to justify. That's hard to justify after a few.
Never ask your wife their mileage.
Yeah, no shit. Try not to suck any dicks on your way out.
Yeah, no. You even had Tinder dates lined up. Like,
Yeah, she was ready for it.
How
this
long
dude
was
was
he
on a
gone?
business trips and you fucked a bunch of dudes.
She went to the train station, apparently.
Was his sister
Yeah.
cute? Was it worth it?
This is hard for me. Like, this is hard for me to relate to because I have dignity and morals and self-respect.
Okay, let's relax.
Yeah, you're doing the Saturday show with us. How much self-respect do you have?
I need both of you to shut the fuck up, okay? This is
Oh,
my show.
oh,
This is Dear
oh.
Glide. This is Dear Glide, not
Those
Black
are some
Dog
great
Autism
morals
rants
and
or
dignity
fucking.
right there.
This is Glide show. These are my moral times. Your name, you even name yourself Confused Hussy. You should be Deceased Hussy in Minecraft.
No one said she's diseased, hussy.
You are a diseased hussy who should then become the deceased hussy in Minecraft.
Till you get
Yeah, how do you
monkeypox, you
explain
know?
all the STDs that you just brought home?
But in a Christianly way, ask your husband for forgiveness, and if he beats you up and throws you off a cliff, kind of fucking brought that on yourself, chief.
Or just accept that most business trips, they really are cheating on you.
Unless you've ever been on a business trip and you just get the holiday in and you just kind of want to pass out.
This one just happened to be his sister.
Yeah.
This one, he fucked his sister this time.
Mm-hmm.
But next
Well,
time it could be his
next
mother or his aunt.
Ah,
Or some
Valid.
50-year-old dude with nuns.
Yeah, some 50-year-old dude and 24-year-old dude with some nuns. It's completely anonymous. Starting off, Dear Glide, I have a very sophisticated, attractive girlfriend. She is intelligent and has a terrific job. What's the problem? She doesn't shave her legs or under her arms. I'm too embarrassed to tell her that this offends me. And that it's neither ladylike nor attractive. I never had dated a woman who didn't shave her legs. My girlfriend has more hair on her legs than I have on mine. I know that in Europe, some women don't shave their legs, but is this socially acceptable nowadays in the United States? A hairy situation in the East. Ooh, that's a lot of unpacking. Okay. I think before talking to someone randomly on the internet, you should probably talk to her first, right? I shouldn't have been the first go-to. But just throwing that out there. And why? Does her hair make you feel unmanly? Have you never seen a normal human body that's not been shaved and dolled up? It's not pretty. We are weird little hairless monkeys. Truly, give anybody enough time without the prim and proper of society, and they will be a disgusting mess. Unless you're me, and then you're just rugged and handsome.
Some sooner than others.
Yeah, some sooner than others. And I mean women. Because they're way dolled up. Now, I think you should talk to her about it. And if she really doesn't want to do it, and you can't get over it, just leave. If it's something that you can't get your dick up about, there's no point in being there. The money's not going to make your dick hard. But if you can get over it, you know what? Maybe get more manly. I don't know what to tell you. Cut some wood.
Fuck with your clothes on.
Yeah, fuck with your clothes on. Fight a bear. I don't know. Plant a garden. Make yourself manly somehow. Maybe you'll have more hair than her. I think you're just insecure about your lack of hair. And I think that comes from you having a low testosterone. Maybe get that checked on. Maybe work out. But if it's like a smell thing, like if she's hairy and she smells, that's totally terms for telling her she's a gross bitch. But if she's hairy and she doesn't smell, then that's just personal preference. You gotta either deal with it or man up, get over it, or leave. You can do it. I believe in you. Next one. Ooh. Here's my spouse's excuse for avoiding sex. I'm tired. I'm too nervous. It's hot. It's cold. I'm too full. I have a headache. I have a stomach ache. The kids might hear. I have to go to work. My mind is on other things. It's too early in the morning. It's too late at night. I'll bet you'll think this letter is from a husband complaining about his wife, but you're wrong. It's from a wife complaining about her husband. He is 50 years old and I am 40. They both are too young to be giving up on sex. If you have any suggestions on how to improve this not so hot relationship, I'd like to hear them. Failing in Fresno, California. Haha, you're in California, haha. I laugh at you, but
That might be part of it.
that's probably part of it. It's probably a big wuss. Now, we can point fingers at him in a bit, and I will. But first I'll point fingers at you, as I do with all people. Can you fit on a moped? Are you disgusting? Have you looked at yourself objectively? If you haven't answered these, you can't say yes that you've done all these things, and you think that you're decent looking in the greater spectrum of people.
Do you fit in a rowboat?
Do you fit in a rowboat?
Kayak.
Do people look like noticeably like horrified when they see your face?
Did I save you
imagining
from a
warts.
fire?
I'm imagining warts for some reason. I don't know why.
Because you might just be really ugly. And he's 50? His dick don't work no more. So if he's not on the pill or whatever the fuck, like, you want him to get his little fucking limp dick noodle up for your fucking baboon face? It's not gonna happen.
Or ass, for that matter.
Or ass. Yeah, you get that fucking triple decker flappy pancake ass. No one wants to see that shit. But if you're hot to trot and he is just and he has just the trooper that won't sail. Damn. He might be a big bitch. You're in California. His testosterone is probably really low. I know I said this for the last writer in. Go get his testosterone checked out. It might be dipping. He might need a little bit of the juice. It's okay. We're past that part in science where people think it's bad. Well, people still think it's bad because they can't read, scientific data. But leave those dumb people alone. It doesn't matter about them.
Get some Viagra.
Get a little bit of Viagra. I don't know. Fucking molest. No, don't molest your husband.
No, just offer a blowjob once in a while. It goes a long way.
Let's just get to the blowjob. I mean, has she tried
Maybe
alcohol?
he doesn't want, like, if I had kids in an area and they're gonna hear you fucking banshee screaming, I don't want the kids to hear that shit. Are you insane? They're kids. Go somewhere. Be a little spicy. He says his stomach's too full. Maybe he ate too much. Maybe he's fat.
Maybe
he's
you're
hot
feeding
and
him too
cold.
much.
Yeah, maybe he has diabetes. He can't
Maybe
regulate
it sounds
his
like
body temperature.
diabetes.
Might have diabetes and a small penis. But all these can be fixed with exercise and a better diet. And a little bit of self-inflection to see if you're an ugly bat or not. Next one. Dear Glide, last New Year's Eve, my 15-year-old daughter had a party for her friends. Under my supervision, of course. At midnight, while I was busy passing out soft drinks and food, I turned around to see John, my 40-year-old boyfriend, kissing my daughter's 16-year-old friend on the cheek. Okay, shoot this dude in the face. I don't need to read the rest of this. I can. You're saying he's a nice guy and he's a pedophile. Why is this man not arrested? Yes, it's a red flag. He's not Mr. Right. I've never been so drunk where I've done anything I didn't want to do. You can't make me. Unless I'm unconscious. And even then you're just taking advantage of an unconscious person. That whole excuse of I was too drunk, that doesn't exist. That is a lying shame. And shame on him. Dead pedophiles can't reoffend. Yes, is a red flag. Yes, throw him in jail. And I don't know, punch the little girl in the head. She needs everybody needs to get a little bit.
What do you got drunk kids at your house for?
No, I think he was drunk and the kids were drinking soda and soft drinks.
Under supervision. So you let this
Yeah, how
drunk
much
man hang around?
supervision?
No, no normal kid. Oh, they were all drinking.
Yeah, you sound like you're hiding something. But even if you're not, what I just said applies.
If he's blackout drunk, what the fuck is he doing at a party with a bunch of children?
If you're blackout drunk, how you standing? I didn't want to go into the details of grabbing asses of children and stuff but that's in the show. You guys can read it with your own eyeballs. Your name should not be Unsure in Columbia, Ohio. Your name should be arresting this guy in Columbia, Ohio.
Calling the police in...
Calling the police. Loading the shotgun in Columbia, Ohio. Alrighty, next one. Do we have any more? Nice. Yes, the correct opinion. I am not a doctor and or legal, financial, or any of those things, but I am smarter than you and a man. So you should listen to me. All right, let's do the first one. Dear Glad, I'm a 26-year-old woman with a problem. When I was in high school, I cheated on my steady boyfriend with an older man. Disgusting. I discovered that I was pregnant and sure the older man was the father of the baby. Last December, the 8-year-old child, after 8 years of paying child support, the man requested a DNA test to determine the paternity. I was stunned when it turned out that the daughter wasn't his. After all, here's the real problem. When I found out I was pregnant, my boyfriend asked if the baby was his, and I assured him it was not. That boyfriend is now happily married and has children. I have been married to a wonderful man for almost 6 years, and he wants to adopt my daughter. Should I try to contact my old boyfriend and disrupt his life by telling him that he has a daughter? Part of me feels he is entitled. Damn, this is a really long one. To know that... Well, another...
Yeah.
Well, to know...
Are you
but
intentionally
another part of the
reading it
worries
so nobody can understand you?
Yes, I am. I'm reading it for me. What you do? What should you do? You hoard around with an older man, disgusting, in high school, had a baby, cheated on your boyfriend, you disappointed your parents, God, Allah, Buddha, Mother Mary, Vishnu. I have more. I'm just not gonna do it. Moloch. Okay. Now you're playing with a bomb here. His life stable, your life stable. The child's 8 years old. They're in their formative years. What do you guys think you should do? What'd you do, Chance? Would you tell the husband? Well, the man, the father of the child?
You know what
Would
I
you
would
not?
do is I would act like I cared about that a lot, but in the background I would be actively torpedoing all of it. Is what I would do. And then I would find a way to make a bunch of money off it. And then sell lots of merch. And then I'd write a book and I would make a shit ton of money off that. And then I would make a movie. But I'd have Johnny Depp and as the man and Amber Heard as the woman.
I don't think people would look fondly upon a movie about some high school chick having sex with some older dude.
Even if it was
That's
Johnny
a
Depp.
popular genre.
Even
So
Even if it
this
was Johnny Depp.
girl wants her new boyfriend, or her new boyfriend wants to adopt her baby, even though he knows for sure it's not his. The guy who was paying child support for it got a DNA test and proved he's not the father. And this other dude altogether, who she's probably hasn't talked to in years, is the real dad. I'd just leave it alone. You fucked up.
You fucked up. You know what? No. Because all you adults that are involved need to get together, talk it out, and figure out what's best for the child. Because fuck what you feel and what they feel. It's what the child feels. You see what I'm saying?
I have a feeling that like trusting kids with their feelings is what's getting us into a lot of these situations right now.
No,
I think,
grooming their
I think you're
feelings is what's
I think
getting
you're
us into
confused about parenting and you know
grooming.
extremism,
Okay.
because the kid finds out now you have fucking 10 years to deal with the aftermath. They find out when they're 18 or something later on in life, or they find out that you kept it hidden from them. You could lose them forever. They could hate you.
Write a book for them.
They could who knows, they could deteriorate in some kind of negative mental state and, I don't know, go on a Tumblr. So keep your kids off Tumblr.
Remember Tumblr.
And be truthful.
Remember
And also don't fuck older dudes and cheat on your boyfriend. Next one. You're glad I plan to be married in a few months. I need some advice. My fiance and I have been together for almost 7 years and have all the appliances and accessories we need to furnish our new apartment. We could use some furniture, however, and are now in the process of looking at chairs, tables, and so on. Several friends and relatives have let us know that they want to give us a shower, well, probably because you stink, or a party. We really don't need presents. We would be thrilled if they would just give us money. Wouldn't we all be? So we could buy our furniture. Is there a polite way we could ask for money instead of a shower or wedding gifts without looking tacky? Broke in Mississippi. There are stores that let you return the gifts for money. There definitely is.
Most people now have like wish lists. Give me a gift off this list. It's like only.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever went there. You can go to like bridal stores or like certain furniture stores, and you can like scan use a little gun and you scan the price tags of things. Like, oh, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and it turns it into a wish list. And then you can send it out, and then you can put, I have too much shit in my house. Don't give me anything else. Thanks.
If they were your real friends and not just people you were inviting for gifts, they would know you wanted money, or they would know what you wanted, so you wouldn't have to tell them. So maybe don't invite 100 people to your wedding just for presents.
And if you do, you're gonna have to put up with 100 random present gift dog shits.
Right. You eat the 5 toasters. You're the one who fucking invited them.
Resell them on eBay. Just don't leave them a bad review, or they'll send spiders to your house. Or perhaps break in.
3 stars or better, and don't join this fan club.
Do not subscribe to the newsletter. It is a scam. It's how they dox you. Dear Goliath, my husband and I have been married for 18 years. And we have 2 fine children. Are they fine by your definition or mine? Are you calling them attractive? Why would you call them fine? That's a weird way to describe children.
They're fine.
But yeah, they're okay. They got all their digits.
Are they good? They're fine.
5 years ago, my husband had an affair, and I was devastated when I learned about it. I did forgive him. He promised to never see the woman again, and he kept his word. Here's the problem: Anne, the woman he has kept in close touch with my in-laws. The past 5 years, my mother-in-law is well aware that this is very upsetting to me. She continues to be friendly to the would-be homewrecker. Even my husband has asked his mother to stop seeing this woman, but she continues to be chummy. We moved from Florida partly to get away from this unpleasant situation, and believe it or not, this woman had the gall to move to this same small town. My nerves are completely shot, and I'm beginning to develop health problems because of this. Can you help me? We're in Alabama. You know, this is a hard situation because this person's insane.
Move to the same town? That's pretty brutal.
They followed you to the same town. There are weird ties with your in-laws. I have one single way for you to get out of this, and it's not going to be pretty. I'm going to need you to go take a boxing class. 2 years. I want you 2 years of boxing. I want you 2 years of lifting weights. I want you to become a monster. Then I want you to beat this woman to the ground. Murderlate him. Don't murder her, but beat her into the ground. At the point where she stalked you from your state to another state, that's a red flag. And you gotta take red flags seriously, or you're gonna end up with a dead horse in your bed.
It's more than that though, like the husband or whatever, right? Like, that's super sus. As if he doesn't know what's going on and didn't invite her or didn't, that's weird.
That is super sus. We're getting to her because the woman isn't the first one. The woman is the first one to take and beat down. Then you got to go to your mother-in-law and beat her down. She's probably old. You said 18 years, so I'm guessing she's probably in her 50s, 60s maybe. Hey, talk shit, get hit. This is your family. This is your domain. This is your dojo. And even if they're family and they can't respect that, then you gotta slap them. Because family is just people that you're forced to be with. Kinda.
But you gotta go, I'll slap you. I'll slap you. I'll slap you, slap you, slap you.
Well, hopefully the 2 years of boxing and working out, a solid hook. Then the husband. The hardest part of this. He hasn't stepped in to handle the situation. like a man. That's a red flag. You should have told this person to stop coming around and then talk to his mother about it and did the same. But he didn't. That kind of tells me that he doesn't care if she's around. Maybe he wants her around. And at this point, you gotta ask yourself, is he worth it? Because he hasn't been showing that he's worth it. So you need to tell him, is this worth it? And to make it work. Because if not, you're gonna leave. And that's what you should do.
Married for 18.
What? Was 18 years gonna stop the fact that some crazy person?
No, I'm not just saying. Married for 18 years, and 5 years ago the affair happened.
Yeah, 5 years. That's a long time. That's a long, weird time.
Especially being into a 12-year relationship at that point, right? He cheated on you, and then you kept around for 5 more years.
And after the 2 years of boxing and working out, you should be in great shape and get back on the market. Wham bam.
Why is his mom's friends with? Yeah, it's so weird.
So, stick up for yourself. Claim your territory. Beat them up. Tell your husband to shape up or fuck off. And your kids will respect you for it later down the line. Yeah. Insult. Berate.
Consultate.
Dear Glenn, I belong to an informal dinner club that meets once a month for dinner. In one of our homes, one of the women has appointed herself the social director and is making our lives miserable. Irene phones everyone to remind them of the upcoming dinner plans, which is fine. The problem is that she always tells the hostess what to serve. She does not have any food allergies or medical problems. She just likes certain things. And Irene eats enough for 2 people.
Yep.
So making an extra dish for her is a major annoyance. The rest of us in the group do not want to disband, and Irene would be terribly hurt if we excluded her. Any suggestions? Too much cooking in Alabama. Damn.
Irene.
It sounds like a case of tough love. Your friend sounds annoying as shit. You gotta be the friend and tell her upright, hey, calling us and telling us what to make and then eating, twice as much as everyone is a pain in the ass, and it's really annoying. I'm gonna need you to knock this shit the fuck off. And if all of you you all come out and say it, they have nowhere to turn, nowhere to hide. She'll either fix her problems or run away. And if she runs away, then, you gotta let her go.
Doesn't sound like she's going to be running.
Yeah, she probably, she could need to run away.
She might need a scooter or something.
I need to know too, when she comes to your house and eats, does she also have a to-go bag so she can
Does she also always use your bathroom right when she's done for 30 minutes?
And then
Goes and shits in your fucking toilet, fucking blows it out.
Yeah, as a pie and then leaves.
Nothing like taking a good shit after a meal.
Yeah, and then she goes and she sits on your fucking couch after she does it and just thinks about it.
Just hangs out for a while and then leaves.
Yeah. Turns up your AC too high.
Y'all can eat that.
This fucking just gets disrespected. No, you gotta be your friend. You gotta show him some tough love. He's eating twice as everybody else. That means
you must go away. Go away, Irene. Nobody wants you here.
Tell your friend you're worried about her health. She eats too fucking much. And she's fucking annoying, telling people what to bring. She's really harsh on the vibe.
Get a man.
What you're trying to do is get free food. Fat ass.
What happens if you start just putting, fucking X-Lax in their food? I mean, does it work itself out eventually? I mean, they still have to use your bathroom, I guess, but...
They still retain water weight. X-Lax doesn't do the trick. So they still are fat.
No, I know, but they'd stop eating your food after a while.
Next one. Dear Glide, here's another story about a stupid criminal. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never talked to you before in my life. I don't know. This happened to my husband, Jim, a truck driver. Truck driver Jim was on the road one day and 2 police cars behind him had called in a report that Jim was swerving all over the road, and they had given him a breathalyzer test and found that he was perfectly sober. Jim suggested they give the driver behind him the same test. They did and discovered that he was intoxicated, twice the legal limit. In fact, he was so drunk he didn't realize that he was the one who was weaving all over the road. So he actually reported himself. Wouldn't it be nice if more drunk drivers reported themselves, his wife? I don't know how to give advice. You're not asking me for advice. You're just telling me about a dumbass, which I appreciate. Okay, so in my head, the cops pull your husband over, and then that guy, after giving you a whole breathalyzer test and everything, they still found that other guy. He just stopped behind you and waited for you to be arrested.
I'm the other guy.
Your story isn't making sense here. I think this is a fabrication. I think
The
you're trying to
asshole
bamboozle
behind
us.
him, the dude behind him, called and reported the guy ahead of him, her husband,
Yeah.
for being drunk. So the cops pulled over the
Pulled
guy,
him over.
found out he was sober, and it was actually the guy who reported him who was drunk.
Yeah, but he would have drove off.
But he
You know what this sounds
he
like?
tailed him till the cops came, like a macho man.
This sounds like an AI generated Dear Glad.
I wish we had those.
If you're drunk driving, why would you pull over with him?
Why would I want to pull over at all?
Yeah, why do you want to go next to the cops?
Red light? Simple. I'll just run it.
I'm so confused about the whole.
It says right there, the car behind him also pulled over. The officer said the car behind him and called the report. The
Oh, I
Jim
didn't
was
fucking read
leaving
the
all
part.
over the road. Yeah, you skipped it. I was wondering.
These are too long. I'm skipping the fucking fluff. No,
No,
need
I
the
can-
backstory.
Wouldn't it be nice if more drunks reported themselves? Sure.
One day, it would be nice if they reported themselves right into a tree.
Dear Glide, my husband and I have been married for 30 years. He is Italian and I am Canadian. I only speak English. Whenever we are with my mother-in-law, she and my husband speak nothing but Italian. My husband doesn't see anything wrong with us, even though I am left totally out of the conversation. He says the language is part of his heritage and it makes his mother happy. I would be more understanding if my mother-in-law could not speak English, but she speaks it very well. When our children were growing up, I never made an issue out of it because I wanted the children to feel close to their grandparents, but now it is bothering me to no end. I feel completely excluded and avoid being with just the two of them. I say they are terribly rude. What do you say? Excluded and offended?
Okay. Well, you're acting like a little bitch. A.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
B. If you want to get back at them, you're gonna have to go through some extraneous lengths to do it and not look like an idiot. But I can tell you how. I want you yourself to learn another language, completely different one, not Italian, and it's something hard like Chinese or
Make it up.
Like- Icelandic. Like learn something that's really hard and really bizarre. And whenever they're talking their language, you will only speak the one that you know. And then everybody will be confused.
Yes, sir.
Scandinavian.
They will also know that you could have learned Italian. But you put the time in to learn the opposite of Italian, like Mongolian or some shit.
The opposite.
That's the only way to pull it off. So either you're gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup, or you're gonna have to go through some hoops to get revenge.
Or learn
It
Italian.
sounds like your mother-in-law's a
bitch.
bitch. Don't learn Italian, and then the mother-in-law wins. You want to let her win.
First of all, who even likes the Italians?
And their food
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah, if you go to the Olive Garden, you're technically family. So
No, I'm
If we had
technically
sex
getting
in
ripped
the
off.
Olive Garden, would it be incest?
you're getting ripped.
Part of the cartel now.
Oh shit.
We speak English here.
We
Oh,
only speak fake Italian here.
Fake
Ababa boopy.
Yeah, just start doing that. Hey, mama, pass it a baba to boopy.
do the little hands, the little fucking Italian hands.
Yeah.
Every time you come in, just go, hey, how's my babity boopy?
I want you to watch The Godfather over and over again and only speak like that.
Put a dead horse in her bed.
Watch Scarface too. I don't know why, but
Our face.
Do his accent too. Fucking throw it in.
We don't know what's going on.
Just
We
start
like
doing
what it
Cuban.
sounds like.
Say hello to my bobbity boopy.
Cubans, they're just like, no, they're just like Spanish Italians.
Cubans, they're just like people, except for they're not real.
With better cigars.
Paid actors like Australia.
Yeah.
Dear Glide, 2 years ago, I hired an attorney to represent me in a legal matter. He told me it would cost $3,000. I gave him $1,000, and we agreed that I would make monthly payments of $100 until it was all paid off. Imagine my surprise when, after my case was over, I received a bill for $6,795. When I called the attorney and asked about the statement, all he said was, "Well, that's what it costs." According to him, I still owe him $3,500. I realized it was stupid of me to not have a signed contract specifying what the bill would be. However, this attorney, knowing our verbal agreement, never once contacted me to let me know the bill would be so exorbitant. Is there anything I can do, or must I pay the entire fee? I don't feel like he deserves it, but I don't want to wreck my credit rating. What should I do? Legally entangled.
So, your first mistake, not getting an agreement from a lawyer in writing, and then notarized. You have two courses of action. One's going to be more expensive than paying that dude, and the other is just paying that dude because you don't have it in writing. It's a verbal agreement. You didn't have it put. You didn't have a fucking contract written up. Kind of boned yourself. The other path that you can go, instead of just paying him, and you need to hire a better lawyer, like a New York lawyer or an LA, like a lawyer from somewhere where they're really good at being dirtbags. That's what I'm saying. New York, bloody
Albuquerque.
LA. Make sure that the Jews are really the better lawyers than everybody else. You're gonna have to get a high roller, someone that takes like celebrity, like legal issues, because that dude's gonna have to out lawyer this 2-bit lawyer, and you having no paperwork is gonna be really hard for them. Or you can pay them back, or you could blackmail them. I didn't want to say that third option because I don't want to give anybody that idea.
There's always the fourth option. Violence.
Yeah. You have all these options. I guess it's roll the dice. What would you guys do?
I'd probably just pay it. There's nothing you can do.
Chance?
I would get an itemized statement of everything he said he did, and then I would fucking rip it apart line item by line item until I whittled them down to something I wanted. And I'd probably end up with an even better deal than I had before.
Yeah, that seems more adult than my blackmailing thoughts.
Well, if it didn't work, I would just roll the dice and choose one of your options.
Go to
Accidents.
Amazon,
Itemized list. This is going to be court time. $6,000.
Go to Amazon. Click on pig's head full of spiders.
And have it on a subscription base so it gets delivered once a month to their house.
And get the pig's head subscription.
Yep, get the pig head subscription.
Why don't you get the
discount
pig
on pig's
head?
heads if you use a subscription model.
You could get the pig head loot crate.
Limited edition pig heads.
Delivered by drone.
Glide, for 10 years I was a stand-up comedian and moderately successful. After a show, I like to chat to some people, but these people didn't understand that the show was over, or that they had a joke to tell me. If I never again hear 3 guys are in a bar, I will die. I will die happy if you never hear it again. I often ran for the exits second my act was over. I hated doing that because many people just wanted to say they enjoyed the show. I know people are just trying to be friendly, but comics don't have the luxury of saying, "I've finished my gig," or they would appear rude and arrogant. Life on the road is very lonely, but after accepting a few after-show dinner invitations, a few times, I realized that people didn't want to have dinner with me. They just wanted some more entertainment. So folks, we love to talk with you after the show because you are often the catalyst for spectacular stories, which is the bread and butter of most comedians. But please leave the jokes at home. Stop me if you've heard this one in Rochester, New York. Okay, you're saying that you're a moderately successful comedian, and you're telling me that you had to run for the stage instead of going to the green room. It's weird that if you were a successful comedian that you wouldn't have a green room at these shows.
They all have green rooms.
They almost all of them have green rooms. And
any good club.
And if you're a comedian, you're not going to be the only comedian there. Why would you have a one-person show? Don't you have your headliner? You know, like somebody new in the gig that's been brought up with you. Where are they at? What do you mean?
There are some weird gigs that comedians do, though.
Well, if you're touring, comedians usually take a headliner with them, or they're the headliner for somebody else.
I don't think he was
get
that
paid more.
successful. That is true.
He said he's on tour for 10 years.
On tour or on the road?
They're on tour. They were on the road on tour 10 years.
There's Chinese restaurants that have comedians, right?
Restaurants, colleges, proms, weddings, bars, roadhouses, reunions. You know, anything that you can have a stage on, a comedian can be hired for it. But if you're doing those kind of shows, I wouldn't say you were moderately successful. I said you were paid.
I'd say you're still struggling.
But if you're doing shows that are big enough for you to tour, I'm assuming you'd have a tour bus. And on your tour bus, you wouldn't be the only person. You would have your driver, you would have your manager, you would have your frontliner, you would have the people that set up your equipment.
It's not a rock star, man. It's a fucking
You don't want to
comedian.
trust. You don't want to trust fucking random places' equipment. Never do. As long as you had a speaker and a microphone, you were good.
You need a car and a manager will get you gigs. You go to the gig. You don't need a fucking bus.
That's my definition of touring on the road, would be a bus. Because why would you want to drive around? I guess you could do it, but like, that's not moderately successful. You're just going to random gigs.
I mean, the bigger comedians, they go to that. They would just fly.
Yeah, some of them still do the road tours.
That's
What
true.
Norm
Norm Macdonald and them.
Macdonald. What's that fat guy? He's not fat. He's one of the bigger comedians at the moment. I think he's doing a movie now. I think he broke his arm. Can't remember his name.
Sweet.
He's one of Joe Rogan's lackeys, you know, in his sphere of influence. And him and a bunch of other guys all went on tour. They all did the bus thing. They were all doing the bus thing during COVID, and they would drive the bus somewhere and have like set up like a, what do you call those shows?
And
A
I
drive-in
think I know what
theater.
you're talking about. Yeah.
It'd be like a drive-in theater, and everyone would pull in their cars, and they would honk their lights. They'd honk their horns and flash their lights and stuff when they thought something was funny.
Anyway.
You don't want to always fly, dog, because you don't want to get... You know how much radiation you get from flying that much? Like one normal flight across America is like getting 2 chest x-rays. You gotta think about doing that all the time. You were getting just dosed in radiation. That's why people drive.
Yeah, I would hire a driver.
Hiring a bus and a driver, I guess these would be expensive things, but you're saying you're moderately successful. And when you say moderately successful, that means you made some good money. I'm taking you at your word. And you're from Rochester, New York. That means you go to like the comedy club and down there in New York. There's a ton of clubs over there. That big club where big names come
big
from.
Ones, Laugh Factory and shit. Whatever's one's on one side, one's on the other side.
And then of course you would travel to LA. The comedy stores in LA. And if you're a famous comedian, that's one of the places you're gonna go. They'll have a green room. I'm really confused by the lack of green room. My advice is be upfront with your fans. Like, I'm tired, guys. I've been touring all day, and I just got done with the show. I'm gonna go pass out. Bye.
Bye.
If you think you're being uptight about it, hey, you gotta put boundaries.
Dear Glide, I have a relative who has diabetes and must take insulin shots after every meal. He makes quite a production of it, testing his blood sugar level, preparing the injection, and injecting himself at the table. This procedure is done in the homes of family members and friends and in restaurants. I can handle it, but several others cannot. The sight of blood and injections ruins the enjoyment of the meals for those with queasy stomachs. This person is extremely sensitive, and his feelings would be crushed if he knew he was offending people. Your response in the paper would help make others who are afflicted with diabetes aware of how this sort of thing affects some of us. No name or city, please, Mrs. We are anonymous, and we know everything.
Nani Moose.
Anonymous. Cheesy
Nani
poop.
Moose. Damn, Chance reading out in the paper, just throwing off the illusion of the show.
I'm keeping it real, yo.
But, okay. As a person who has worked with people that has diabetes in the medical field, that blood that you're talking about is a prick on the finger. It is no more than a drop. And bloody, they have to prepare the needle to put into their body, which is, I'm assuming, them taking the needle out of its package and then pulling the cap back, and then probably rubbing on the spot where they're going to inject with a alcohol wipe. And mind you, they can. You're saying it's a production. It's like 5 steps, and it's just them moving their hands around. They're not like flailing about or anything. There's prick finger, wipe side, insert needle, easy peasy.
Yeah, as he's sitting there going, ugh,
quite a production.
Pulling up. Oh, this is so hard.
It's not hard. It's fairly easy. Children can do it.
Fucking
Now-
gross. Fucking gross. Fuck off.
Who are you talking
It's
to,
not gross,
CDK?
CDK. It's not that bad.
Oh, I thought he was talking to someone in his room.
CDK doesn't like blood and needles. He's a baby.
So I have an opinion
Go
about
ahead.
this. So they've got like the vending. I don't know what the drug is, but they got the vending machine now where, you know, if someone's ODing on fentanyl, you just grab the shit and fucking jam.
Narcan.
Yeah, Narcan. Anyone who is queasy about shooting someone else up, I mean, you could walk outside your building and there's people fucking ODing on fentanyl now, and you're supposed to get Narcan and just inject them. Like, everybody's used to it. So
Stab him in the heart.
yeah, you
Yeah.
stab them in the heart like fucking The Rock.
Yeah, have you
Not
ever done a fucking
movie.
needle chest decompression? You think of
Deep-
fucking
Decomp needle, yeah.
you think fucking insulin's bad? But if this person doesn't want to offend anybody, I'm assuming they're not making a big show of it. I think it's probably just you that's offended. But if this is a family member, and they would be mortified if they knew they were offending people, then you need to take them aside, out of everybody else's view, probably at home when it's just you two, and explain to them that some people have brought up the fact that it makes them a little bit uncomfortable. So maybe suggest them going to a bathroom, because the longer you drag it out, the more they're going to be embarrassed. It's like if you have a booger hugging it out, like, are you going to be the person that doesn't tell them they have a booger, or be the person that does tell them they have a booger?
Or their pants are unzipped.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is
always look out for the ones around you.
the bathrooms is where the needle drop-offs are anyway. So I don't know why they wouldn't be.
That's only in
Dude.
your state, dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have those here.
Well, that's fucking dumb. What do you guys do with your heroin needles if you don't have the
What
drop
heroin
off?
needles?
What? I mean-
Imagine that. Not everywhere's a dog shit hole.
What? What?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have no needle containers. But there's not a bunch of drug addicts everywhere. People have jobs. I think the state that I am has the lowest unemployment in the country.
So they don't have those
No.
centers where you just
People
go
go to
get
work and
the
drink. Like
what are
men.
those? Meth. What's that called? when you
Methadone
go-
clinics? No. Well,
You
probably
guys
in
don't
the city.
have? Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
there's
not
methadone.
advertised. It's probably just
Oh.
attached to some government building that we have to go to.
Oh, okay.
Glide's rural ass.
My rule. I look outside my window. There's a farm. There's literally a farm right there. So
It's next to the barn dance. That's where the
Yeah.
It's next to the methadone clinic.
I'm not lying. I live in the little suburb cul-de-sac thing, and on each side there is farms.
hell yeah.
So that's how I live, baby. Full-blooded American man.
Smell of soil and piss every morning.
Hell yeah.
Cow farts. Yeah.
No, they're wheat and cornfields.
Oh, okay.
No cows. There's cows in the barn back down that there way, but
Down over yeah.
down over yonder. But yeah, bro. Always tell someone they have a buggy. Always tell someone their fucking pants are unzipped, and tell them if they're grossing people out with their injection of their insulin. So that they don't offend anybody more, and they get less mortified. Because the longer you drag it out, the more they're gonna suffer.
A
Next.
good lesson. It's a good lesson.
Go to the Discord. Put in your anonymous stories. It is anonymous. The bot auto anonymates it. We don't even get to see it.
Auto-anonymates. That's so good.
Auto-anonymates.
Help, I've been auto-anonymated.
Dear Glide, next week was supposed to be our wedding day. We've been engaged for nearly a year. Yesterday, my fiancée left me, and I don't know how to get her back. The reason she left still boggles my mind. I'm so confused and heartbroken. She asked me, if I was a worm, would you still love me? My answer was obvious. Of course I wouldn't. How in the hell could I be in love with a worm? This somehow led to an all-night argument and inevitably her throwing her engagement ring at my face before packing her things and leaving. I've been texting her to come home that this is silly. She said she won't come back until I tell her that I love her in worm format. I don't want to cancel our wedding, but I will not start our marriage without a lie. I can't be in love with a worm. Crying emoji or whatever that is. Should I cancel the wedding while there's still time, or should I wait and hope she comes to her senses? Sincerely, a man who now fucking hates worms.
Okay. Well, A, worms didn't do anything, right? Don't take it out on the worm. The worm is a humble but yet noble creature. On the other hand, women, not humble, not noble creatures. Insane. They have these weird ideas of them turning into worms. It's some kind of like prehistoric mindset that from their worm brains, their past worm brains. Men have lizard brains, women have worm brains. Now, she threw the ring at you. Good. Keep the ring. A. If she doesn't come back, make sure you get all that wedding stuff into her name and cancel that shit out so you don't have to pay for that shit. Well, if she has a wedding ring and an engagement ring, I'm assuming their family, it's pay. You don't seem like poor people, so I'm assuming her dad did all the paying, right? That's the old way of doing it, yeah. So keep the ring. You can sell that later. And if she's truly insane and thinks that you should be into bestiality for her sake, she should take a long walk off a short cliff.
Sincerely sounding with worms.
Yeah, sincerely sounding with worms. But yeah, no, she's going insane. If you were into worms, you would be into bestiality, and she wouldn't like you in the first place. She's destroyed herself.
That reminds me of the old Far Side comic where like they're telling the worm dad's telling like the horror story to the kids, and he's like, and then whack whack here and whack whack there, and you were all born. So,
You cut the worm. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Dear Glide, 2 weeks ago when I came home from the supermarket, I found a note from my husband saying there was too much pressure in his life and he needed to get away. I immediately checked our bedroom and found that all his clothes were gone. A few days later, I learned that he already had another apartment and a new phone number, which proved he'd been planning his escape for quite some time. I had an awful feeling of betrayal when I realized that the person I had been sleeping next to for so many years would plan to sneak off and leave me without saying a word. The note he left said he would contact me in a few days. It has been nearly a week and I haven't heard from him. My friends tell me I should phone him and find out exactly what he has in mind, but I don't want to do that. After all, he's the one who left, and I think he should make the first move. Please give me some advice. Confused in the Midwest.
All right. No. See, the whole waiting for someone else to make the first move thing, you think you're taking the high ground. You think you're being you're not being a bigger person, but you think you're putting yourself in a position of power. Like, oh yeah, they'd call me first, come beg down to me. No, you're wasting your own time. Your time is more valuable than other people. So you call them up. If he explains and apologizes and come back or whatever, you guys patch up easy peasy. If he doesn't, hey, a free go. Take half of his shit in a scoodly doodle doo.
And fuck all his friends.
I wouldn't do that, but you said sleeping next to him all this time. Like, that's the only thing you do in your bedroom. Maybe that's why he left.
I bought an old fashioned once in a while.
Yeah, maybe fucking crank the hog. Maybe you're a fat cow, man. Maybe he's a fat cow, man.
And scream at children.
Maybe he's gay. You don't know. Maybe he turned gay. I don't know how it works. You get hit with a gay beam or something? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. First and always, don't waste your own time. This is the most important thing. So call him up, figure out what his problem is. If he's a twat, leave him. And if he's not, then help him through, because he might be going through some heavy shit. But it seems like he was already packed up, ready to go. Having an apartment with a phone and all that connected, that takes some time. Like, he's been planning this.
How long has it been? Like, that's his murder dungeon, and he's like, nah, I want to do this full time now.
You see,
As he should.
so give him a call, figure it out. Don't waste your time. It's hard to hear, hard to accept, but not wasting your time is the number one thing to do.
Get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer. Yeah, get a lawyer. You know what? You have pretty solid evidence of, him leaving and that night, and you got good grounds.
Been abandoned.
Lawyer up,
Glide.
monkey man.
Dear Glide, it was a woman. Shut the fuck up, all of you. God damn it. Dear Glide.
Dear
Next
Glide.
week, I wanted to. Wiki. Dear Glide, next week, I was to be wed to a man. Oh, yeah? Are you sure he's a man? Was to be wed to a man who I thought loved me with all his heart and soul. My girlfriends told me that I should test him to make sure I wasn't making a mistake. I thought of a very simple question that I know how I would answer, and what answer I thought was the obvious response. Boy, was I wrong. I asked my to-be husband if he would still love me if I became a worm. You know what he told me? He told me no. I couldn't love a worm. I'd miss you horribly, and it would pain me, but I just couldn't love a worm. What a flying asshole. I threw my ring at his stupid face, packed up my things, and left. Now he won't stop calling and texting me. I've told him if I'm not good enough for him as a worm, then where does that end then? What should I do? How do I get him to love me again? Asking for advice, confused worm. Okay, we're gonna change that last part, confused worm, into confused woman. And I'm gonna break this down step by step. First mistake, you talk to other women about it. All women are wrong. Check. Second mistake, you thought that someone would be into bestiality for you. And not even a good fuckable animal. It's a worm. What's it gonna do? Stick
Right.
you in his wiener hole? Like,
But
what do
like
you mean
Chance said,
you can't provide.
you
That's
could cut it in half
formality.
and have it three-way.
Or you cut it in half and you squish it to death with your cock. And you just have a two fucking mushy worm bits on you.
There's big worms.
Yeah, but not that big. Not big enough not to be cut in half and die.
Big enough
And
to
mushed
chase
death
Smokey.
with a dick. Now, you threw the ring at him. First mistake. Now he can pawn that back. Idiot. Never throw the ring. He's calling to try to fix it, and you're denying him because he won't be into animals for you. You see, you're delusional. You're insane. Wackadoodled. I prescribe you 2 days, no electronics, read a book, go outside,
And Copen teeth.
and never talk to your girlfriends about these problems, because apparently all of you are wrong all the time. Perhaps
Worm
seek
pie.
a counselor, a therapist, maybe, preferably a man.
You can give you a worm pie.
Yeah, I'll give you a nice hot worm pie. Bruh. Ladies, if you think a man was gonna fuck a worm for you, I think you're misunderstanding your level in like the hierarchy of relationships. I don't think any man's gonna fuck a worm,
Well,
because it would probably kill it. So the only viable way would be to sound the worm right inside, and I don't think the worm would live. Dear Glide.
Dear Glide, my husband and I divorced last summer. We have a 9-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. I bought a house a few miles from my ex-husband like an idiot, and the children and I have been living there for the last 5 months. My daughter slept with me for the first month we were in our new house until I could afford to buy her a bed. I admit it was nice and I didn't mind. I like having my children close. The problem is it's been 5 months and she still wants to sleep in my bed. I wouldn't mind, but I'm afraid it would be damaging to her in some way. I could use some advice, big red circle. Susie in Houston.
Ooh, okay. Damn, I was once this child. I used to like to sleep next to my mom. I understand. Some of us did. It was
I was
comforting.
breastfed till he was 17.
Till I was 17. I'm a full-blown man before I got off that nipple.
He had to lean over to breastfeed.
It made me stronger.
It did. It really did.
You got the optimum nutrients for like a year. I got the optimum nutrients for 17 years.
I was fed by a machine.
Everyone said organic and free-ranged. I was the most organic, the most free-ranged.
And
Only tethered to this world by the nipple.
Ranged.
Anyway,
Do I
this
have
person
weird
has
sexual
a
thoughts about
problem.
my mom? Yes.
The moral of the story is don't breastfeed after like 3.
Yeah, don't quit that, you weirdos. But you're gonna have to traumatize your kid. I know this sounds bad. Like 6 years old, they should be sleeping in their room alone. Get them a nightlight. You know what I mean?
TV.
Open the closet door and, you know, I don't know, take the bed off its post and let it lay on the ground so they're not scared of under the bed. But they really need to get used to it. And the only way you can do that is by ripping the band-aid off. You prolong it, it's just going to get sticky and weird and gooed up, and then you're going to like remove the band-aid and there's that weird like black film around it. You know what I mean? You don't want that black film to start like residuing around the band-aid area. So rip it fast, get them a nightlight, put them in there. If they come out and like sleep next to your door, slap the shit out of them. There you go. If they really can't sleep alone or whatever, you put the rooms in the same, like their bedrooms together. And you gotta pick. You gotta be independent, or you're gonna be a little wuss and sleep with your sister.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
I don't know. Is your sister hot?
They're 6 years old, dog.
Oh, never mind.
Next question. Alrighty. Dear Glide, I recently gave a dinner party. I preferred to serve my guest myself and tried to be empathetic about it. But one guest insisted on helping. Quotation marks. Me. I know. Lola was... I don't know you. What do you mean? What do you quotation mark? Like, are you like the Diet Mecca Chief Chili Fry Mecca fucking dinner parties? You fucking out here like fucking the robot fucking shooting drinks out of people and shit? What do you mean?
Lola.
Was only trying to be useful, but she was getting in my way. I asked her nicely several times to sit down and stay out of the kitchen, but she followed me around and insisted on giving me a hand. To get her off my back, I asked her to take a creamer into the... Like, what? Taking a creamer?
Take a creamer in the dining room? What?
I can... That kind of party, huh? Take a creamer into the dining room and place it on the table. Well, she dropped it on the tile floor, shattering the handle and spilling the cream all over the place. Lola then had the nerve to say that good china like mine is really just for show, and I should not have been using it. My great-grandmother's creamer is, of course, irreplaceable. But I'm going to get another china handle crafted into it. Should I send Lola the bill? Low burn in California. Jeez.
Break out the
You know
China
what?
creamer.
Acid these nuts in your mouth.
No.
I can only answer these in the way that I would handle it. Because that's the only way I can truthfully say it. Like, everybody else can give you like the right and proper answer. Like, oh, this is the right and moral way of handling this situation. But that's moronic. Yo, that was your grandma's irreplaceable china and she broke it after you insisted that she not help you? Yeah, send her the bill. Send her the bill right up her fucking dumb ass. And next time, when someone's messing around with your highly cherished and irreplaceable like, goods from your ancestors, why don't you like not let them? You can smack the piss out of them. If you really battle people, you can fight for what you want. What you do is you put your thumb, you know, over your fingers, you punch them in the face. You can do that. You might get a little jail time, but your china won't be broken. You got to ask yourself, is it worth them breaking or is it worth you going to jail?
Like, how old is this person? Seems like they maybe a little older than our normal demographic.
Well, then you have a purse, and I know you can hit them with that purse. Don't give me no excuses. Whack them with that purse. Hit them with the pepper spray. It is your belongings that you want to protect. So if you would have put just a little bit more effort into protecting your shit, you know, you put all this effort into riding in when you could have put effort into protecting your shit. What do you think about that next time? Fucking wuss. Next one.
Wuss.
Dear Glide, my friend has this girlfriend and he hates. That bitch. He tells me that all the time. He says, man, I really gotta lose this girl in the worst kind of way. She sits on her ass while he works his hands to the bone to give her money. But she wants just more to stay at home. I guess all his money isn't enough to keep her bill collectors at bay. He says, that girl's got expensive taste. How could you get rid of a freeloader like this? Next, in Orange County. Oh.
It isn't easy doing nothing at all.
Yeah. Bella, how would you get rid of this CDK?
Oh man, I don't know. What do you say to a dude with does he love her? And
Just gotta say no way, right?
Yeah, say no way.
Free rides don't just come along every day.
That's true.
Ryan?
Just say no way.
Just say no way. Black Dog, what about you? What would you do?
I would definitely say no way.
Now,
That's
what you could do is try to fuck your friend's girlfriend. I know this is fucked up, and this is DEFCON 9. But if she's really an evil bitch, get her to cheat on him, and he might hate you for it, but you're saving him in the end.
Well, if
you gotta take the ultimate martyrdom to save your friend from a crazy bitch.
I mean, if she's got low self-esteem and she just shows up in the middle of the night, what are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do?
Take advantage.
Take advantage. Your friend will hate you and you're a piece of shit, but you'll rip them apart, saving him in the end.
Write a song about it is definitely an option.
Yeah, write a song about it and be a little bitch about it. You can also always try to tell your friend that he's a little bitch and you should kick her to the curb. And if he doesn't listen to you, then go DEFCON.
Yeah.
Well, folks, like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. And
We'll be back.
bye.